Good evening, and welcome to Midnight Mystery. Before we begin, we know that television star Rachel Knight, most famous for her show Love Along the Coastline, was the target of a terrible tragedy back in late October. She has since recovered, and at her approval has agreed to this very unique edition of Midnight Mystery. However, I warn you that this is disturbing, and listeners' discretion is advised.
Don't work too hard.
I won't.
When you get back, we should have breakfast?
Veronica gives a half smile, enough to satisfy Rachel, then leaves. Rachel enters the kitchen and prepares drinks and a small plate of snacks. She returns to the living room and places them on the table in front of the couch.
Hello? Oh, hi. Yes, I was expecting your call earlier, but I had to rush out. Well, there appears to be a problem with the deck. It's slanted. Well, I'm not the builder, so I wouldn't know. It was installed a week ago. Look, I need someone to come out and take a look at it. All right, okay. Thank you. Bye now. Idiots.
Rachel returns to the kitchen. She begins to wash dishes. She relaxes, spaces out as she scrubs the dish. She is startled and drops the dish as a car horn is heard outside. She laughs as she heads for the door. She opens it and her friend Natalia leaps into her arms.
Natty, come in.
How are you?
I'm okay. Just trying to get this stupid deck fixed.
Oh yeah. Barbecue's still broken?
It's funny how you don't really notice these things till your barbecue goes rolling off the side.
As they enter the living room and Natalia takes her seat, she picks up a snack from the plate and starts eating.
So, Thomas and I's characters are supposed to have a big blow-up this season.
I'm sorry, I didn't really get a chance to catch that many episodes last season.
That's alright. Ratings have been going down for the last couple years. I think we're starting to tie up loose ends.
Oh, well, hopefully things turn around.
In other news about me, have you done these surveys?
Oh, not this again.
No, I'm telling you, they're pretty interesting.
Oh, come on. Most of them are scams asking for money.
No. Some of these telephone surveys you're never even talking to a real person, just pressing like 1 or 2 or something, but when you're talking to somebody, it can be fun just talking to them.
You need more friends.
I got you. I'm alright.
I can't imagine even sitting through any of that. I mean, I hate talking on the phone enough as it is.
Well, there are also the online surveys.
Oh, God.
You laugh, but you could actually make a bit of money doing those.
Have you?
No, but you could is the point.
A lull in the conversation. They finish their drinks, trying desperately not to look at each other. Rachel adjusts her position on the couch.
How are you and Ed?
We're pretty good. Still early stages. You don't feel weird about that, do you?
Oh, no, why would I feel weird about it? He was a little odd to me in the beginning, but he seems like a good guy.
Good. It's a small world, huh?
I guess.
You and Veronica?
We're okay.
Are you sure?
Of course. What movie should we watch?
Rachel and Natalia stand in the doorway. Natalia and Rachel share awkward glances at each other as Natalia puts on her shoes.
We need to do this again soon.
Hopefully I can get the time off at work. We should go for a weekend as well.
Oh, that would be amazing.
She takes a deep breath, then proceeds to the living room to begin cleaning up. Rachel jumps as she hears a loud thump against the front door. She walks towards the door slowly and peers through the peephole. She opens the door and looks down at the floor to see a ball laying by her front steps. She closes the door after looking around for a moment. She locks it behind her and holds her hands to it, assuring her safety. She walks back to the living room and sits on the couch. She brings her knees to her chest and tries to calm down. Later, she is awakened by the phone ringing.
Hello?
Hello. Would you be interested in taking a survey? It would only be a moment of your time.
No. It's very late.
Oh, but you love these, don't you?
What?
Hello. I asked if you'd like to take a survey. I hope I didn't sound too robotic. I know people hate taking automated surveys.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's very late.
Oh, I apologize, miss. I didn't mean to disturb you. I'm sure you're very busy.
I'm tired.
Yes, and tired. All right, miss. I understand.
You're working very late, aren't you?
Oh, you wouldn't be interested in me, miss.
No, I'd like to know why you're working so late. This is a local call, isn't it?
Yes, miss. Well, I suppose it's because I care very deeply for the cause.
And that is?
May I ask your name, miss?
Sure, it's Rachel.
Very good. Well, the reason I'm calling is to do with how safe you feel your neighborhood is.
Really?
Well, more so the town, to be more precise. I'm calling on behalf of the Frank Tunney. You may know him as the mayoral candidate if you've been following.
Oh, well, yes, I follow very closely.
Well, as you may know, one of his major platforms is a reform to gang and other threats of violence in the town.
I see. Well, that is a very important subject to work this late, then.
So then, Rachel, would you like to take the survey?
Rachel turns her head towards the back window, startled a moment by a figure seemingly walking past in her backyard. She stands up and walks to the backyard entrance.
Miss?
Sure. Sorry about that.
Not a problem. All right. First, everything you say during this will remain confidential, and you are free to refuse to answer any questions I may have. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Very good. Thank you, Rachel. Now, first question is, do you live in a house, condo, or apartment?
House.
Detached or semi-detached?
Detached.
Wonderful. 1 bedroom, 2 bedrooms?
Just the one. Just me and my wife.
Ah, wife.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. All right. And do you work, or do the both of you work?
We both work. I'm off at the moment, though. Finished filming not too long ago. She does night shifts.
I see. So you've been home alone?
Only for a couple of weeks now. She's just filling in for an injured worker.
Sounds like a good woman.
Oh, yes. Since the day I met her. Pardon me?
I know you and your wife live in a 1-bedroom detached house. Do you have children or pets?
No. No, not yet anyways.
Well, I wish you all the best of luck with that. You'll need it.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry?
What did you mean by that?
About the best of luck?
No, that I'll need it.
Oh, no, miss. I'm very sorry. I speak out loud sometimes when I should just remain quiet. I said no unit. I'm filling out your survey as we go.
She draws the curtains and returns to the couch.
Do you find yourself feeling nervous at night?
No, not really.
Have you noticed any unusual happenings or people in your neighborhood? Rachel?
Sorry, what was the question?
Have you noticed anyone unusual tonight?
Who are you?
I'm sorry?
Who are you? What's your name?
I told you I was.
No, who are you and what is your name?
Last question.
No, this is over.
Don't hang up, Rachel. You really won't like it if you do.
Who is this?
Last question, Rachel. Just yes or no, and then I will tell you.
This isn't funny.
Are you sure you checked every way to get in?
All right. Whoever this is, stop it, because this isn't
I
funny.
laugh, but I don't want it to be funny.
I'm calling the police.
I love those curtains, by the way. You truly have taste. One thing, though, I hate that furniture set. I told you I hated those color patterns.
What the hell are you talking about?
You call the police and I kill your friend. Simple as that.
Whoever this
All
is.
the problems we have, I've never understood them. Now I realize that if I can't have you, then no one will.
This isn't real. Is this Andrew? You're a fucking creep.
Oh, you don't believe me? Okay. Look in the backyard.
Rachel cautiously walks to her back entrance and looks outside. She sees a small box sitting outside and she opens the door to examine the box.
Pick it up, and it'll tell you if this is real or not.
Rachel picks up the box and quickly shuts the door. She opens the box to see a bloody finger inside. She drops the box and yells.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Unlike your crappy show, that is not a prop. Call the police and I kill you. I kill what's left of her, and all before sunrise. And if you still think I'm bluffing, she left in a Honda Civic, so easy to break into these days.
What do you want?
You. Just you. Answer my calls. Every time I call. And just listen to me.
The caller hangs up and Rachel throws the phone down. She glares at the finger, then suddenly is plunged into darkness. She frantically pats around the floor for her phone. She grabs it and scrolls to find Natalia's name. She texts.
Please tell me you're okay.
What are you talking about, Rachel? You okay?
Rachel is confused as she gets another text from Natalia.
To come back?
Rachel looks on in horror as she gets a final text from Natalia.
Sorry about the bad text. She's kinda missing a few digits.
What?
Why are you scared of me, Rachel?
What did you do to Natty?
I don't think you want me to answer that. You know that old saying, right? Don't ask questions you don't want the answer to.
Screw you!
You've never been scared of me before.
I don't know you!
Of course you do. You think anybody that plans this is just a stranger?
Tell me who you are.
Yes.
The call is ended. Rachel takes a moment to compose herself, then leaves the kitchen and races around the house, checking anywhere someone could be hiding. She runs upstairs and checks every room again. She checks under her bed, then looks outside the window to her garden. She makes her way back downstairs, and as she does, she sees her front door is slightly ajar. She slams it shut and turns around to look down the hall.
Please stop! Remember that trip to Vancouver?
Veronica?
It was so much fun. So revealing.
This isn't you!
And on top of the mountain, remember when we crossed the 2 peaks?
Please!
You sat down on this rock up there a moment. You were almost at the top, and you just looked over the horizon. You grabbed me and said, I'm so glad I made it here, and it wouldn't have happened without you.
Why are you doing this?
And I heard you whisper. You didn't know, but I heard you. You said, I wish you were here, Mom. I love you.
So touching.
Only Veronica and I were there. She's the only one who would know
no,
that.
That's not true.
Not
I don't
Veronica.
know. Could be with her now. What do you think?
I'm
Am I Veronica? Do you feel you told her you love her enough? Am I Chris the Builder? Am I Abigail? Am I Andrew? Peter Gabriel? Am I in the house or not?
I don't know!
All right! Well then, I'll take away one of the options. I'm not Peter Gabriel. And I'm not her either.
Rachel drops the phone. She steps outside on the broken deck, cracked and splintered by the impact. She places a hand on the body of Veronica. She steps back into the house and slams the door behind her. She grabs a golf club on her way up the stairs to her bedroom. She kicks the door of the bedroom open.
Come out, you son of a bitch!
Rachel makes her way back downstairs and grabs her phone.
I think somebody's broken into my house. I live at 123 Lester Avenue. Please hurry. I heard broken glass. Fuck this.
As Rachel runs, she is quickly cut off as she reaches the back gate by a man leaping out from behind the shed and tackling her. Rachel's eyes open an hour later. In her blurred vision, she sees she is on the top of a cliff. A man sits cross-legged in front of her, pictures of Rachel surrounding him. She locks eyes finally with Ed, who gazes back at her.
Ed?
The one thing I told you not to do and you did it. You've made this so much worse.
What do you want with me? Where did you get these photos?
Where? I took them. I knew you didn't even notice me.
I don't...
Ed pulls photos from his jacket and throws them at Rachel. One strikes her in the face, cutting her cheek.
All this time, I just wanted you to notice me, but you had to be a star. Blinded by your spotlight to everything around you, even when they're right in front of you.
You take my pictures. You and Natty? You were just using her.
Before you die, I will put your mind at ease and tell you she is not dead. I do have to keep up appearances after you're gone.
If you kill me, I can't be with you.
That's just the problem, Rachel. You won't truly be with me. You'll just be... acting. For now, though, I have you all to myself. You know what the hardest part of all of this was? The waiting. But I don't have to do that anymore. So, on with the show.
Ed grabs her and leans her over the edge of the cliff.
And you aren't gonna want to miss this one. I hear it has a real cliffhanger ending.
Rachel hits him with a sudden shot to the stomach. He pounces on her and the two begin to struggle on the ground. He wraps his hands around her neck and begins to squeeze. He leans into her ear.
You are the most beautiful thing I've ever seen! And you never even looked at me! What's wrong with me? Why didn't you look at me?
Rachel pulls a key from her pocket, keeping one hand free, thrashing and grabbing at Ed's eyes. Ed looks up for a moment, distracted by the sound of the sirens. A light appears behind them, causing Ed to turn. A hiker with a dog approaches.
Who's there? Everybody okay?
In his moment of distraction, Rachel takes the key and stabs Ed in the neck. Ed clutches his neck and falls over. Ed lays face down, his eyes peering from his blood, looking at Rachel. She kicks him over the edge of the cliff. The hiker steps forward as Rachel runs to her for her safety.
He said, "I'll love you till I die." She told him, "You'll forget in time." As the years went slowly by, she still preyed upon his mind.
kept her picture on his wall. Went half crazy now and then. He still loved her through it all, hoping she'd come back again. Kept some letters by his bed, dated 1962. He had underlined in red every single I love you. I went to see him just today. Oh, but I didn't see no tears, all dressed up to go away. First time I'd seen him smile in years. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. You know, she went to see him one last time. Oh, and we all wondered if she would. And it kept running through my mind, this time he's over her for good. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door, and soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today.